We're in chapter 12, verse 28 today. Are the Ten Commandments still applicable to us today? Some would say that because of the New Testament and the covenant of grace that they're not applicable to Christians. I say that they are. I say that these represent God's eternal principles and His standard by which we'll be judged, His standard of righteous living. It shows us what's right so that we may judge ourselves to see how far we fall short of those standards. And in doing so, it points us straight to the good news of Jesus. The Ten Commandments, let's run through them really quick. Number 1 is worshiping God alone. Number 2 is not creating any idols. Number 3 is not taking the Lord's name in vain, which is blasphemy. Number 4 is honoring the Sabbath. Number 5, personal favorite of mine, is honor and obey your parents. Number 6 is to not murder. 7 is to not commit adultery. 8 is to not lie. To not steal. Number 9 is to not lie. And then number 10 is to not covet. And so when the scribes and Pharisees come up, they're interacting with Jesus in Jerusalem, they're trying to trip him up. They come and ask him, which is the greatest of the commandments? Well, Jesus shows an extraordinary appreciation and understanding of the commandments, as you would expect. And he summarizes them with these 2 statements by saying, you basically love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. And that's really got it, because as you may have studied before, the first 4 commandments deal with our relationship with God, okay? So they're all about God. And the latter 6 commandments are our relationship with each other, all right? So it's all about our relationship with God and our relationship with our neighbors. If you get the first one right, our vertical relationship between us and the Lord, then that helps to inform and helps to establish that horizontal relationship, those on our own same level. That will certainly be helped. Loving your neighbor as yourself is hard and very important. It means that you treat people the way that you want to be treated. It means that you do what is best for them, just the same as you would do for yourself. Your neighbor is anyone around you. And that means no matter what they look like, no matter the color of their skin, no matter where they're from, what they've done in the past, they're all created equally in the image of God. And Jesus' blood applies to them as well. Now, for the disciples, the prime candidate for this is the Samaritans. They were certainly hard to love, if not even like, by the Jews. And that's what made it so scandalous when Jesus went up to the woman at the well, who was a Samaritan woman, and interacted with her and treated her with respect. It was also very scandalous for him to use the Good Samaritan as the hero of the story, dealing with the man who had been attacked by thieves and left on the side of the road needing help. So who are your neighbors? Who do you need to see around you as your neighbors, and who God would expect you to love? Whoever they are, no matter where they come from, again, they're made in the image of God, and there's a worth there. My challenge to you is to first love God with all your mind, heart, soul, and strength. And when you do, it'll be much easier to see your neighbors around you and love them like you do yourself. You'll treat them differently. What would it look like for you to be a good neighbor today?